Hi, I'm Acid, and this video is going to be about artist block. Art block is defined as a period of time when an artist feels as though they cannot bring themselves to draw or express their creativity effectively. It can manifest as a lack of motivation or perceived inability for the artist to draw skillfully. Not every artist gets or even believes in art block, but for a lot of artists it's devastating to their workflow and can be really frustrating. It's kind of like being hungry and there's nothing in the fridge. This video is going to be split into 3 sections, each discussing a different cause and corresponding solutions to artist block. 1. Art block because of external factors such as stress or being busy. 2. Art block because of lack of creativity or motivation. 3. Art block because of self-doubt or a lack of belief in one's skills. These can all act together to cause art block, but recognizing each cause and solving it on its own will make the process way easier to handle. I'm going to talk about art block caused by external factors first because it's objectively the hardest to overcome due to the nature of what causes it. Acceptance. Usually acceptance is the last step when trying to overcome personal issues, but to triumph this form of art block, it's the first. If you understand that sitting down to draw will be difficult and you acknowledge that it's a challenge in your situation, you're already a step closer to being able to draw. Schedule. Following a schedule for your art is more than just making time for drawing, it's establishing drawing as an important part of your day. But before scheduling art in your routines, you need to define what drawing literally means to you. It could be an amount of time you draw consistently, one piece finished per session, or it could just be sketching every day. The content is less important than the consistency in order for you to establish routines. Content. So you've accepted that drawing is hard and you establish a routine. What are you going to draw? Well, if you're stressed, art can be a way to cope with daily anxiety and work through problems in a healthy way. So drawing a manifestation of your stressors or a comforting character or scene is ideal. If you're tired, keep drawing accessible and easy. This means drawing simple, like sketches. You could put a sketchbook by your bed or near the couch to keep it as easy as possible to draw. To tie things back to acceptance, try to understand that you aren't lazy for not drawing when you aren't feeling your best, even if you really want to. Understanding that drawing consistently is going to be a difficult challenge to overcome while dealing with life, and give yourself some credit. Now I'm going to talk about arguably the most simple form of art block because of a lack of creativity or motivation. This form of art block is when you sit down, pen in hand, ready to draw, and your mind is an empty chasm. Brainstorm. Brainstorming to find motivation might seem obvious or boring at first since it's associated with school and essays, but it can honestly be really helpful and efficient when you're at a loss for ideas. You can create your own way, of course, but a really easy way to brainstorm is to use a visual graph, like this. Think of words you like or might want to draw, or even pick random words. Start with an adjective and add nouns, verbs, and other adjectives as you go and create a map of ideas. When translating these ideas to art, you can delete, change, or add anything you like. It's a great way to make motivation and also organize ideas for the future. Consume. Consume is an overall term for finding inspiration from other media. Looking at other artists, their work process, listening to music, looking at pictures, reading books and stories, and even playing video games. This method of combating art block can be paired nicely with brainstorming. If you find something you like, or a feeling or concept comes to mind, just write it down. Ideas can accumulate throughout the day naturally, and when it's time to draw, you'll have a bunch of inspiration. Diversify. The last thing to do with this type of art block is to diversify the kind of art you're doing to keep your motivation fresh and your creativity unstifled. By trying new forms of media, different art styles, and different techniques, you open up entirely new styles of art which can feel completely different to what you've been doing, and it allows you to create something freely. If motivation isn't there to back the creativity at the time, remember that acceptance is important. Being creative and staying motivated is a challenge. Make sure you have ideas when you're motivated and generate ideas when you aren't. Lastly, I want to talk about the form of art block that I've personally encountered the most. Some days I'm really confident in my art and I want to make more and more, and others it can be hard to draw a single guideline, seriously. This art block is caused by a lack of confidence in one's abilities or self-doubt. If you have this form of art block, you might be saying, I don't know how to draw. Give yourself credit for what you do. There's no bad art and no bad artist. If your art doesn't look how you want it to, it just means there's room to improve and you should continue onward to be the best artist you can. Art block because of self-doubt involves a lot of deleting and redrawing and giving up on art pieces. This is actually the worst thing you can do when trying to overcome this art block because any progress you made towards improving is gone. Finish a piece even if it's not exactly what you want it to be. A finished piece that's not up to standards but helped you improve is better than nothing at all. Look at or redraw old art. When analyzing and redrawing old art, you can easily see where you've improved as an artist. This helps you gain confidence in your abilities and remember that any slow in progress is only temporary. Have trust in yourself that your difficulty in drawing is only the result of temporary feelings towards your art. Your art is something special that you create, and appreciating it is vital to breaking out of this form of art block forever. Constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is about giving yourself credit, but not being overly critical of what you do. If you try to achieve perfection every time, you're never going to be happy. By finishing your art every time and improving the mistakes you notice in the next piece, you've created a cycle of always drawing and improving with no negative feelings towards yourself and your art. I honestly hope that this video can help somebody, because these methods have helped me so much when drawing. I have a few slides down here from other artists and their suggestions. Thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and goodbye.